Hey, what if the rejection, the betrayal, or misunderstanding that you faced wasn't meant to destroy you, but it was actually to position you for where God is calling you? Okay, today we're starting a new series. It's on the life of Joseph. Okay, it's not just about a dream, it's about the development, the pain that was experienced, the favor that he had, and the purpose. So let's dive into Genesis chapter 37. Here we see Joseph was just 17 years old. Okay, he was young, unexperienced, but yet he was chosen. In Genesis 37:2, it tells us Joseph brought a bad report about his brothers to their father. So let's stop for a second. Okay, Joseph wasn't just a dreamer. He was likely assigned by Jacob to observe and report, okay, a messenger. And all of this was a part of preparation. He was younger than the brothers that he was tending the flocks with. It says it was the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, which was the sons of Leah and Rachel's servants. That dynamic, right, already caused tension in the family. Okay, and then verse 3, it says Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other sons. So, not a great family setup here, but the favoritism, was obvious. And the brothers, I know, right, I'm sure they felt it. So to add to that, a robe of many colors, a symbol of special treatment, honor, and inheritance. And then came the dreams. Okay, Joseph shares two dreams that he had from the Lord, where his brothers and even his parents bow down to him. They already didn't like him. And now he's talking about dreams of, where he's ruling over them. So Joseph may have, lacked maturity in how he shared his dreams, but the dreams, they came from the Lord. The enemy tried to kill that early on through jealousy, offense, rejection, okay? And here's where it gets real. So Jacob sends Joseph out again to check on his brothers. We see this. It says, he was sending them to check on them in Shechem, where they were tending flock. And so we see that the brothers moved on from Shechem to Dothan, which was about 13 miles north of Shechem. And so when the brothers see Joseph coming from afar, they say, "Here comes that dreamer." Not, "Here comes our brother," or "Here comes Joseph." All right, so some people will only see you through the lens of the calling that makes them uncomfortable. Your favor is going to stir up things in others. And just like Joseph, he was misunderstood. But here's the truth, okay? God was still in control even through all of this. Joseph is stripped of his robe. He's thrown into a pit. He's sold for silver into slavery, and his brothers lie to their father and say he's dead. But catch this, even in the pit, Joseph was still chosen, right? Even when rejected, he was still favored. Even when he was betrayed, he still had the assignment. Okay, so what they meant for evil was the very thing that God used to launch the dream into motion. So sometimes the pit, isn't punishment. It's positioning us for the thing that God called us to. God used that, what was evil, for good. He used the betrayal to remove Joseph from out of that place. He was separating him from the dysfunction that was within what he was grown up in, to place him in a process that would eventually raise him up as a deliverer for his entire family. Okay, so maybe you're in a pit season right now. Maybe you feel misunderstood. You feel left out. You feel rejected. Maybe even by people within your own family that you love. But like Joseph, I want us to be reminded of this. You're still chosen by God. You're still called. You still have an assignment. And the pain that you've walked through isn't proof that God left you. God never leaves or forsakes us. It may be the very sign that He is preparing you. So we can't quit. Don't give up on the dream that God has put on the inside of you. Don't despise the assignment just because some of these things are happening, just because it feels lonely. The pit is not the prison. It's the preparation. So if this has spoken to you in any way, I want you to comment below, I won't quit. And make sure to subscribe or follow, because in the next episode, we're going to continue on the life of Joseph on this new video series. I'll see you on the next one. Be blessed.